Ciao a tutti, it's Oriom, and to celebrate P96 is finally getting Volcanic supports, we are profiling not Volcanics because they are not a real deck in that format, but Laval Artifacts because it's a Pyro deck. It's the best Pyro deck of the format, it's the only Pyro deck of the format. It's a 41 card list, my brew. Kinda tested. I tested a Trap Tricks build. I did not like it. This is a bit less tested, but yeah, I think it's good. But I will be talking more than usual about other cards you can run because this is by far one of the most unexplored decks in the format that has obvious potential. So yeah, let's just jump into it with our 3 copies of Handmaiden. In the Trap Tricks list, I played 2 because, well, in this list we have a lot more random mills, and with more random mills, this is very good. Basically, if you don't know what the Lavals does do, basically she's a level 1 tuner, 200 defense, but we don't run Rekindling. I will explain why in the spells. Whenever she's sent to the graveyard, she uses timing. If you have another Laval monster in the graveyard with a different name, you can Foolish Bury a Laval monster from the deck, including another copy of itself. So yeah, you send all copies as soon as possible, and then mill. Pretty much, we are playing 3 Laval names, and you want to get all 3 in graveyard as soon as possible. So 3 copies of Cannon and 2 copies of Lakeside Lady. Lakeside Lady is the brickiest of them, kinda. She's fine as a normal summon because she's a level 3 tuner. So with the artifacts, it's a good synchro fodder. Handmaiden isn't very good in that regard, but yeah, you don't. She's not as good as a random mill as a Handmaiden. So basically, Lakeside Lady lets you, whenever she's in graveyard, then you have 3 different names of Laval monsters in the graveyard, which is why you want to mill all 3. You can banish it and another Laval name to pop an opponent's set card. So obviously very strong versus Gilgias, and not very good versus artifacts or Melmlis though. So yeah, keep that in mind. And the main, you want to banish these also because we have Cannon, which whenever is normal summoned or well, even the flip face up or no, flip summoned I think. Yeah, whenever is normal summoned, you get to special summon back a banished Laval. Including itself, if you have another banished level, so you can make rank 4s, but yeah, it's an easy instant rank 4, level 7 or level 5 synchro. We're also running 1 blaster, kinda the 41st card. It's good because it's a 2800 bidder that you can keep on summoning, and it's fine synchro fodder with either of the tuners. So yeah, we run it. Then I am running bigger than average milling package. I'm playing 3 Curry Bandits and 2 Card Troopers. Curry Bandit is pretty standard because we want to dig into our spells a lot. So even if I kind of hate the card, it's kind of very nice in this deck. Unless you're going full Trap Tricks, you pretty much are going to be playing Curry Bandit. Card Trooper. It's a bit more debatable. 1 because you can cut it. 2 because you can play Raiden or Mathematician instead. But I think Card Trooper is the best one of the 3, especially since like Card Trooper you can use the effect even if you summon it off Soul Charge, which Raiden can do, but Mathematician can't. And yeah, that does actually come up. Mathematician is a lot more consistent because you do want to always mill one of these, but you don't get the nuts mills of milling the artifacts, which you can get with these guys. And Raiden is good, but it being a level 4 tuner is actually not very useful at all because we don't have Trap Tricks to make level 8s with. The only other level 4 is Cannon, but do keep in mind that Cannon is a warrior, and he's not good enough that we want to run Rota just for him, but if you were to run Raiden, you will definitely want to run Rota for the options. Yeah, and then to round off the monster lineup, we are of course running the artifacts. This time it's just 3 moral attack and 1 big attack. The reason why 1 big attack is that because we have the tuners, we don't always necessarily need the big attack to turn the moral attack into something better than just a 2100 beater. Like you can make with Handmaiden, you can make a 6. That's not very good, but that can be good with Call of the Haunted. With Handmaiden, you can make an 8, which is great, and with Cannon plus the others to have targets to banish and summon back with Cannon, you can make either a level 5 Synchro or level 5 rank 5 or a level 10 Synchro. So that's nice. So yeah, that's it for the monster lineup. Going into the spells, it's a very sweet and simple spell lineup. We are running 3 copies of Molten Conduction Field. This card says foolish 2 Laval names. 2 Laval monsters. Yeah, it's pretty fucking good. It's the main win condition of the deck. It's the best card of the deck. 3 Ignition, because we're running artifacts. 3 Soul Charge, and 2 Dualities. These are all the spells we're running. Why we don't run Rekindling? Rekindling is limited, which means that it's not worth running extra cards for it, because Lakeside Lady and Handmaiden are 200 defense, but Cannon isn't. So we can't, by using Rekindling, we only get tuners, we can't get any non-tuners. So that's not always very good. It doesn't do anything by itself. And, if we had Rekindling at 3, we would be running 1 copy of Laval Cannoneer, which is not very good, but is a level 4 non-tuner with 200 defense. So that will make Rekindling good, do stuff by itself. But since it's at 1, it's not worth running pretty much vanilla just for it. So yeah, Rekindling being at 1, it really makes it not even worth running, in my opinion. You could run it, but whatever. And then I'm also running only 2 dualities because after turn 1 we really want to be special summoning. But you could still argue for 3 dualities because we always want to dig for our Molten Conduction Field. So player preference, in my opinion. Going into the trap lineup, we are running, of course, 3 copies of Sanctum because it's a artifact deck. 3 copies of Call of the Haunted because it's a mill-based artifact deck, and it's also super good with Mortak and Handmaiden because you can make Vulcan and bounce back the Call of the Haunted. 3 copies of Breaker Skill. This is kind of also the 41st card. The reason we're playing 3 is because we're running 3 Curry Bandit, 2 Card Trooper. We want to mill this card. Very, very strong card to mill. So yeah, we're running it. And then we are running 1 Bottomless, 1 Torrential. I'm not running Compulse because I don't have space. And I'm not running Solemn Warning because between the 3 copies of Soul Charge, which often just summon small monsters to make stepping stones, and the fact that our turn 1s usually are just Curry Bandit or Card Trooper, we are not very good at defending our life points. We need all the life points we can get. We can't afford the life points for Warning. So yeah. To round off the monster, the main deck, we are running 1 Dust Flame Blast. It's Laval board wipe. You banish as many Lavals as all of the Lavals in your graveyard, and then you can destroy as many cards as you want up until the amount of Lavals you banished from either player's field. So you can trigger your own artifacts, which is a very, very strong synergy. Kind of why we don't need to run double Cyclone in this deck, really. So yeah, that was it for the main deck. 41 cards. Going into the extra deck, we are running 2 copies of Pleiades. Even if we don't have that much space for rank 5s as usual, 2 is still definitely worth running. But we don't have space for M7. So yeah. Then we are running 1 Gaia Charger with the 1 Volcasaurus, 2 Closeout Games. And then one Tiras and one Durandal for our other rank 5s, because they're still very strong cards. There's no room for Zenmayo. Then for other XYZs, we are running just one copy of Abyss Dweller and one copy of Equipped Engineer. The reason I'm only running Dweller as the rank 4 is that there are barely any situations where you could make a rank 4, where you couldn't also make a level 7 or a level 5 synchro. So we have already got the spot removal and board wipe covered, so we don't really need 101 and Exiton. Of course, if we had like a 20 space extra deck, we would at least be running the 101, but we don't. So yeah, just the $1. And the Equipped Engineer is just for like we have Card Trooper, Soul Charger, summon Courier Bandit or Card Trooper, and make Engineers pretty good. Yeah, turns your millers into something more than that with Soul Charge. And then for synchros, we are running one Leo, mainly. You can make it either with Lakeside Lady plus Blaster or with Cannon plus Handmaiden plus an Artifact. One Scrap Dragon for spot removal. And also, if you have like Moral Attack and Lakeside Lady somehow on the field already, you can make Scrap Dragon. And then if you get Handmaiden on the field, you can pop Handmaiden and trigger it and get all your engine going. That's something, I guess. One Stardust has the boss monster for the 8s. One Black Rose, because we can easily make it. One Vulcan, because there is no real other better level 6. But it's only really good if you have Call of the Undead. Otherwise, it's pretty mediocre. Like it's fine if you have Cannon, because you can go like Cannon, summon Handmaiden, and use Handmaiden and Moral Attack into Vulcan and bounce back the Cannon, so you get follow up. But like, ideally you would want to have a good level 6 synchro that you could go into with just normal summon Handmaiden while you have an artifact up. The best there is HTS Psychemoth, and honestly is not good enough to warrant running, in my humble opinion, especially since the extra deck is so fucking tight already. Then for our 5s, we are running one Armades, because it's a light level 5, so we can make play this with it. So like if we have a Cannon and a Moral Attack and Handmaiden Banish, we can just go into him and play this. Something you could do, I wouldn't recommend doing it because it's like super expensive, but technically if you run 2 Armades, you can make a level turn 1 play this with Molten Conduction Field and Soul Charge, because you can go like send 3 Handmaidens and 2 Cannons and summon back 2 Handmaidens and 2 Cannons, make 2 Armades and make play this. But that's 4,000 life points for a play this. Play this is great, don't get me wrong, but not for 4,000. And also without getting the Lakeside Lady up, and also getting 2 cannons in the graveyard, which we don't want to send more than 1 cannon in the graveyard. So like just make Stardust. Okay, if you have that combo, just make Stardust. You pay 3k, you get Lakeside Lady on the graveyard. It's better. And one Lavaltifact Dragon. You can this is the spot removal. You can shuffle back 2 Laval monsters in the graveyard back into the deck and bounce an opponent's monster. No, 1 card. So, yeah, it's like not exactly better than 101, since we don't have too many ways to take advantage of shuffling back the names, because we kind of want them in the graveyard or banished. But still, there's a lot more situations in which you would make this than 101, because like obviously we usually have Handmaidens in the graveyard, so it's easier to make off Soul Charge, and even when you do, you can just go for game a lot more better with this, because you can go him, remove something, then go into Volcasaurus, and yeah, you cannot do that with 101, so yeah, that's why we are running this over 1-1. So yeah, that's it from me. I hope some of you watching this will pick up the deck, because it's really underexplored and pretty good. It won the ARGS in the format right after, in the hot format with the July ban list. So with Gear Limited. So like, yeah, the deck it's a decent row deck. Maybe not so much now, because like it's not very good versus Mermals, and because they don't always set, and when they do, it's usually Abyss Sphere. But you can still banish to get the banish, which is important, which is kind of why you want to use it. And it's not as good versus Scat as it was versus Hat, because like versus Hat, if they set a card, you just go Molten Conductor Field, banish the Lakeside Lady, and pop the set card. And if it's a fire hand or an ice hand, you generally have an empty field if you're going second at least. And even if you're going first, often you have an empty field on turn 3, at least for fire hand. So yeah, you don't really want to be hitting Backrows versus Cat. So you only really do that if you need the banished stuff for cannon. So yeah, that was it from me. Leave a like, join the Discord, leave a comment, subscribe, ring the bell, all that good shit, and goodbye.